Throughout the world and throughout history, states have been divided into different types of governments. All government types can be broken down into two primary sections: autocracy and democracy. This graphic organizer shows the basic relationship on the types of governments found here. In the next slides, I will explain each one in more detail. Take a moment and pause the video so you can copy the graphic organizer. Be sure to leave room to write down descriptions and examples of each type of government. When you have the graphic organizer drawn, begin the video again. An autocracy is a government where a single person holds unlimited political power. In an autocracy, these leaders may have others working with them. However, they rarely do anything in opposition to the leader. In addition, autocratic leaders generally keep their power through illegal means, things such as canceling fair elections. Extreme examples of autocratic governments are Adolf Hitler in Nazi Germany and Joseph Stalin in the Soviet Union. A dictatorship is a type of autocracy. However, in a dictatorship, all of the power is in the hands of either one person or a small group of people. Typically, the small group is related to the main leader as they are individuals the leader trusts and they do what the leader wants. Examples of a dictatorship are Cuba under the leadership of Fidel Castro and Iraq under the leadership of Saddam Hussein. A theocracy is part of the autocratic style of government because they are also led by a small group of individuals. In a theocracy, however, the political leader of the country is also considered to be the religious leader of the country. An example of a theocracy is Iran, where politics and religion go hand in hand. In an oligarchy, like all other autocratic governments, the government is led by a small group of people. These leaders are generally part of the elite or upper class. In addition, they typically self-appoint each other by other elite members in the government. An example of an oligarchy is Communist China, where the leader is chosen by other members of the Chinese government. While generally not thought to be the same as an autocracy, monarchies are designed along the same lines because they are led by a small group of individuals who are generally not elected. More specifically, they are usually led by a king or queen and begin their rule through the theory of divine right. If you don't remember what that means, look back in your notes. There are two different types of monarchies. The first type of monarchy is an absolute monarchy. It is just as the name indicates, the ruler has absolute power. In an absolute monarchy, control over the government and country is typically passed down between family members as different rulers die. Examples of an absolute monarchy are present-day Saudi Arabia and the European kings and queens from the Middle Ages during feudalism. In a constitutional monarchy, there is still a king or queen that is part of the country. However, they have very little power. In fact, they primarily hold a ceremonial role. They are merely a symbol of the country. Rather, the country is ruled by representatives that are typically elected by the population at large. The best known example of a constitutional monarchy is the United Kingdom. Most of you are probably aware of Queen Elizabeth and the more popular Prince William and Prince Harry. Now we will look at the other type of government, democracies. You should be a little more familiar with this type of government system. Again, take a minute, pause the video, and copy the graphic organizer into your notes. Be sure to leave a little space where you can write down notes and examples from each section. When you are ready, continue the video. In order to be a democracy, the country must be ruled by the people. In other words, some type of election must be held by the general population, giving citizens the choice in who rules their country. General examples of a democracy are France and Mexico, amongst others. In a direct democracy, all decisions are made directly by all people. In other words, whenever a new law is proposed, every citizen has the ability to vote directly for it. In order for a direct democracy to work, the population involved needs to be fairly small. Examples of a direct democracy are small town meetings or ancient Greece, where only a limited number of people were considered citizens and could vote. A republic is also known as a representative democracy because citizens elect others to represent them in government. These representatives are supposed to vote in the manner that the citizens want. The most well-known example of a republic is the United States of America. In addition to these notes, be sure to read Chapter 1, Section 2 in your textbook and take additional notes. Remember, whenever there are book sections due, there may be a pop quiz. If you have handwritten notes, you can use your notes on the quiz, if there is one. If you have any other questions or need further clarification on the different types of government, be sure to ask in class. See you soon.